Unfortunately, no one could take it back to the 1880s, right?
Is that supposed to be there that way? Okay, all right. Something new. Good evening. I'd like to call to order this regular city council meeting of September 8th, 2025. If everybody's able, please stand to join me for the pledge.
States of America, and to the republic which stands, nation, God, indivisible, with liberty.
Madam Clerk, may we have the roll call, please?
Law,
Present.
Obolinski,
Here.
Chess,
Here.
Sockotch.
Yes,
No.
here.
Here.
Thank you.
Item 4 is closed session report, but there were no closed sessions to report on. 5, presentations. 5.1 is a proclamation designated the month of September as National Suicide Awareness Month. And I will read that proclamation. Sandra Blanco here. You're going to have to come up. Come on up, Sandra. You can just stand there while I read this, if that's okay, and then you can make any comments you would like to. Whereas September is recognized nationally as Suicide Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness about suicide prevention, promote access to mental health resources, and reduce the stigma that too often prevents individuals from seeking help. And whereas suicide is a leading cause of death in the United States, with a record high of 50,000 lives lost in 2023, deeply impacting individuals, families, and communities across every demographic while disproportionately affecting veterans, men, and young people. And whereas recent research underscores the complex and varied nature of suicidal behavior, with gender differences influencing risk factors, and warning signs, women are more likely to attempt suicide while men are more likely to die by suicide. And whereas veterans are at significantly higher risk for suicide than their civilian peers, and men overall account for nearly 80% of suicide deaths in the U.S., yet are less likely to seek mental health support due to societal expectations around masculinity, emotional suppression, and help-seeking behaviors. And And whereas early identification, connectedness, and access to effective care can significantly reduce risks of suicide. And whereas targeted strategies such as firearm safety, gender-sensitive approaches to mental health outreach, and strengthening social support networks are essential to meeting the diverse needs of those at risk, especially in populations that are often underserved or overlooked. And whereas the City of Pleasant Hill encourages all residents to engage in open conversations about mental health, learn the warning signs of suicide, and support efforts that foster belonging, resilience, and hope. Now, therefore, I, Sue Nowak, Mayor of the City of Pleasant Hill, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as National Suicide Awareness Month in the City of Pleasant Hill to foster greater public understanding of mental health, reduce stigma, promote resources, and offer hope to those affected by mental health conditions. Sandra, would you like to say some few words, please?
Good evening. I'm Sandra Blanco. I'm a diversity commissioner, and I also serve on the advisory board for our police chief. This cause is woven into the very fabric of who I am. Several years ago, my life was forever changed when someone in my immediate family died by suicide. That loss reshaped me in ways I am still discovering. It opened my eyes to the silent battles so many face and the deep, often invisible grief carried by those left behind. I accept this proclamation in honor of my father, honoring the life he lived, not just the way it ended. I also accept it on behalf of every family member, friend, and loved one who has been left to navigate the questions, the heartache, and the long journey of understanding and healing that follows such a loss. May this proclamation inspire us all to speak openly, listen deeply, and extend compassion to those who may be struggling in silence. Thank you.
Item 5.2 is Education Commission Annual Report. And Zach Seal, are you going to do the introductions?
We've choreographed this. I hope it goes smoothly. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. This is the annual report for the city's Education Commission, and they have had a lot of successes over the past 12 months since the last time they reported to you. And so without further ado, I will turn it over.
You want to bring it over here? There's no one sitting over here.
Block
I just, so you're not blocking half our enormous audience.
So I will bring up to the podium the chairperson of the Education Commission, Lindsay Dolman, as well as Commissioner Aaron Adell. Come on up.
All right. I know this goes up.
I was going to say, you can raise that if you need to.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for attending our little presentation here. I'm going to see if this works. It does work. It's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to just cover very briefly a little bit about the Education Commission for those who may or may not know. We recently, last year at our presentation, we put through our new vision and mission statement and our annual plan. So I think a really good way to think about it is putting in these three concepts. We advocate for the quality of public education in Pleasant Hill, which we all feel very deeply about. We serve as ambassadors and connectors between City Council and the local schools. And we do everything we can to support schools and students and the community through programs and engagement and communication. So our commission every year shifts a little bit. This is what our commission looks like this year. We do have some new commissioners. We have Kayla and Jeff Vito, who's here with us tonight, and I think was your first one was this most recent one, right? Your first meeting, second or third. Okay, so and then we've got our sustaining members here as well. We have Pooja, who works with College Park, Tara, who works with Gregory Gardens, Stephanie, Hidden Valley, and works with Pleasant Hill Elementary. Kyle works with Valhalla. Shaheen works with Strandwood. Jeannie works with Sequoia Middle, and I work with Sequoia Elementary, which I am also the vice president of their PFC, and I've been president for a couple of years myself. So it's very embedded there, as well as my kids go there, which is why. And Lindsay, who works with Pleasant Hill Middle. So our strategic pillars, and this was thanks to Lindsay, a really, really strong work that we did to kind of figure out what the heck it is we do. Through the pandemic, things got very confusing for a few years as everything shut down, including schools. It became, well, let's put it this way. It was an opportunity, I think, to reinvent and to focus. So we built these 3 strategic pillars for ourselves: engage, communicate, and celebrate, and connect. Engage is really about building relationships and trying to find ways to collaborate with schools. Communicate and celebrate. We share good news. We celebrate student achievements. We figure out what events and things are going on in the communities and try to communicate them both to the school from the city and vice versa. And connect. We want to link the schools together. We spend a lot of time with city leaders. We spend a lot of time with the district leadership and the broader community. And so we're always trying to figure out how we can make these connections and between other commissions, between other cities, and between our school to better the cities of Pleasant Hills School. So I'll give you some examples here. These are recent community events and volunteer activities. We have some lovely photos, and I obviously ruin photos on a regular basis.
Got the same shirt on.
I do have the same shirt on. It's just not great.
Sorry, Aaron. I didn't mean-
Yeah, I have like 7 of these shirts. So that kind of be a different shirt.
Sorry.
It is not the first time that's happened, so I appreciate it. Yeah, so National Night Out, we had some great booth activity. We were there in force, working with the community as best we can. We did, some commissioners did a great volcano science experiment with the Thinkers and Tinkers Fair, which was also something that only recently came back after the pandemic. Light Up the Night, we have our annual photo booth there, which is really good fun. It's also funny to me that I think these things take place at the same time of day, but Light Up the Night is always just dark. So photo booth becomes a little bit of a challenge, but we figure it out. And then we have our Freedom Quilt, which we can talk a little bit more about in a moment. But we just wanted to kind of showcase that for you today. Celebrating our schools, this is one of my favorite new things that we implemented. And I think we have to probably give credit to someone in City Hall. It might have been Zach, because it really was their idea. They came to us and say, hey, we have these empty display cases. Let's do something with that. So we jumped on it. And I called up Sequoia Elementary and I said, hey, let's put some art up. And they collected a bunch of student art. And we came here, put them in, made a nice sign, and we turned it into a mechanism. So now we have a whole schedule and a whole Google Doc that describes how to do this so that all of our commissioners or any school can bring in this art and display it on a rotating basis, and we can keep doing it in perpetuity. We also get an Outlook newsletter column, which we use, and I think probably since last year, there's only been 4 Outlooks, so we probably used them all. And then we do our College Park grad honoring on the city billboard, which they just love. I mean, they really love that. They wait for it to appear. They stand there, they get their picture taken. It's really wonderful. Okay, passing to you.
Sure, we're excited about connecting with our community and the idea of school partnerships. So we heard a presentation from Off the Grid, and so we're working on connecting the various schools. There has been some great success and some great connections that have already happened. Some really creative things. So PHMS, the school that I am connected with, I think was the most recent Off the Grid, and their drama class put on some activities, and I heard it was really awesome. I didn't get to attend, but those kind of things are wonderful. They're great ways to show off our communities, to bring our communities together. So that was really, really fun. And we are just encouraging school participation at different community events. One way that you may be able to help us is to help us connect with the Civic Action Commission, because we're looking at potentially could our students, groups, bands, whatever, open for some of our opening acts for summer concert series or some other event, just to draw in extra people, showcase some of our young people and get them up on a stage. We think that might be pretty fun. Another opportunity for us for funding is the Firecracker 5K, which you guys I'm sure are all aware of. And we're really trying to push that more out to the schools. The timing of it is in the summer, and obviously being at the 4th of July. And so it's a little bit of a challenge, and it has, we're working on trying to reignite the passion in the schools. Anne was a great connector in trying to get the middle schools to have a little competition amongst each other. I don't think it really took off quite this year, but we're still working on it. We're still at it. We're excited to see our school community participate in a great community event. So that is great. We also continue to advocate for diversity and really the safety around our students. So we presented, this was, I think, at the last time, the presentation last year, we talked about the community conversation that we had, and we're still working with the Diversity Commission on a racial bullying, some event of some sort. So that's in discussion. We also want to work with the Diversity Commission on the United Against Hate activity that's coming up this year. And then the PED safety plan was a big part of the last year, and the crosswalk improvements was a big piece of our work and getting people comfortable with that. And we're continuing to work with school safety for advocacy. I couldn't remember where this was in the presentation, but I'm so glad that this is in here. So one of the cool things I think it's cool is that we have managed through some technology to get school community news in our biweekly newsletter. So if you ever, I don't know if you see that, but I think it's kind of cool because we're really bringing in community, the school events into the community through the biweekly newsletter. And I believe it's going out this week. Maybe Sue had her pen busy today. The outreach to the schools for an introductory letter from the mayor. We have a lot of new, we have a lot of new principals, and we thought we would try something. Some of our schools have a harder time really connecting with the Education Commission because we're the only city in the district that has an Education Commission. And really the only city in the area that some of our principals coming into this district are like, who are you? What are you? So we're hoping with the official, letterhead and signature of the mayor that we'll start working on those enhanced communications with our commission. So we continue to check in with our schools, to check in with our principals, to meet with our administrators at MDOSD. We want to continue to have opportunities for parents and families to participate and share feedback. We often have engagement with our principals. We started that a little bit more this year where our principals are coming to our meetings. We'll invite them certain times of the year so that they can really engage and understand that. And then we're bringing in various presentations. So an example of that would be the Sustainable Contra Costa presented to us a science curriculum or opportunity so that we could then take it back to the schools. A lot of these places have, like a lot of our partners have connections with the schools, but not with every school. So this is another way for someone to hear about enhancements for our schools. So what's next? We are expanding, growing, deepening, and continuing to expand. So we'll keep going. We've got some plans. We're excited to continue to report back to you. We would love to hear from you if there's any ideas or any things that you would like us to work on. And we're excited to keep going. So thank you very much. That's it.
So Lindsay, is there an email where people can sign up for your newsletter?
So that's the outlook.
Oh, just the, but that's, oh, I see. When you said biweekly,
The city one.
The city one.
the city one.
Yep. So we
Right.
get the news to,
Bottom,
yeah.
there's a section.
I know where it is in the Outlook.
Okay.
But you said a newsletter.
oh, sorry, the outlook, I consider that one
Yeah,
the outlook
Okay,
newsletter.
all right, got it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that. I thought maybe it was something separate. I thought,
Nope.
Any
thought so
questions?
too. I
Yeah.
thought it was like how you get the alerts on your phone for like city updates as well.
Nope, just
so.
through the outlook at the bottom of the
Okay.
outlook. So we're excited.
Any questions? Yes, Vice Mayor?
Hi,
Hi.
thank you for coming in tonight. I just noticed when you with that last, I think the previous slide, you talked about sustainable Contra Costa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, have you guys done any exploration with working with the people at Rogers Ranch at all? I mean, they
No.
they have that whole urban farm up on the hill. And I know they do a lot of programs. I think they do some things with sustainable Contra Costa. So
There's also the Growing Healthy Kids. That's in, I think, 22 of the schools in MDOSD. It's a garden program.
Oh, yeah.
We have
A
that
lot
at Sequoia.
Okay.
I
yeah.
volunteered there on
Yeah.
Friday and it's quite fun. We got to try little cherry tomatoes and
So anyway, just as an idea / opportunity potentially for you guys.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's a great idea. Yeah, great connection.
Councilmember Obolensky?
Yeah, just I'm glad you brought up the 4K, 5K 4th of July. Gosh, I can't say it. Firecracker run. Yeah, exactly. It's like around there. And one of the challenges when I was on that commission was trying to get the word out to the schools to let them know. And you see such a disparity. Sometimes we've seen some schools that have a lot of families and kids signing up and others wouldn't. And so I'm really glad that you're bringing that forward because, as a person who was on a commission like yourself before I was here, I would show up at the school like, hey, I'm here from the 4th of July commission about to run. They're like, huh, who, what? Who are you? So with all the changes in person, I'm really, really glad that that's happening. And I always was trying to connect to PTA. So thank you so much because that's a big funding source for our schools. That's all I had. Thank you for all you guys do.
I was gonna say, I think that's a great example of what we do. Anytime you need to communicate to the schools, we have spent years developing relationships there. And that is one of our core things. So any kind of informational thing, and that's why we get presentations from all sorts of people from across the district, but any ideas you guys have, if you ever want to communicate to the schools, because they do get overwhelmed with stuff and they mostly rely on the district to feed them information. And you're right. Like I actually was sitting in the office when the 5K people came in and handed the office a check. They said, here's your check. And they said, what's this? And so now, then the following year, now we have flyers printed in the office about everything. So that's a great example.
Okay, Commissioner Law?
yes, a couple questions. Thank you, first of all, for all the work that you do. And also another comment is that I really appreciate the fact that you're expanding beyond just the Education Commission, but also working with other commissions as well, like Civic Action and Diversity. And also meeting with the principals to provide information across all the lines of the different schools, right? I did have a question about how often are you guys actually checking in with the schools and the principals? Is it on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis? The reason why I ask this question is because sometimes I see there are disparities, as you mentioned, right? Schools such as Hidden Valley Elementary School, there are Pleasant Hill families that are there, but they don't have growing kids.
Healthy Kids.
Growing Healthy Kids. I just volunteered there too. Growing Healthy Kids garden program there, right? As well as mobile library and things like that. So are we able to bridge the gap or create a pathway amongst the other education commissioners and having this conversation on how to build specific resources in that specific school or other schools that are lacking resources?
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what we want to do. And I think I can't stand here and say that we have the exact same access to the principals of every school. Some just don't respond, some do. Principals change. So part of our job is to just keep that fresh and to try to build a regular cadence. In fact, these letters are going to really help, I think.
Yeah.
But it's that example, the Healthy Kids one, I think the PFCs have to pay, somebody has to pay for half of it. Like district will pay for half and then the PFCs have to pay for half. So one of the challenges is that not every school has a PFC or and they especially don't have the same amount of fundraising. And so navigating that, for us, it's great information, but then that helps us filter and figure out, okay, where do we, a program like, maybe that one where there does need to be some contribution from the PFC, we can help them navigate that, which schools need it, which schools might need more help, which don't. And so that is exactly the kind of thing that we want to be able to do. So we try our best to stay on top of all those communications, relationships with the schools.
Yeah, no, I greatly appreciate that. And if there's anything that we can do to help bridge the gap, that would be really helpful too. There are 4 schools in my district as well as schools in other of our council members' district as well. And I recall doing that quilt. I think you guys were going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit about the quilt. Wasn't it at one of our events that we had at the?
Yeah, it was at Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So we had a booth, and I actually brought a couple more props with me, but we had a list of books available at the library that were about diversity and about Juneteenth, the event itself. And so we were trying to advocate for that. The wind was not in our favor, so we were sort of manning the stickers from flying.
I think I
away.
wrote a couple of them.
Yeah.
They were flying
Yes,
everywhere.
yeah.
So.
But we really try to engage the community in what does freedom mean to you, and it was really amazing. Like if you look at this, it's really great. There was some amazing things that came out of it. I remember that there was a 2-year-old that worked with their mother, and the mom asked, "What does freedom mean to you?" And I think it's on there, and it says, "We have it." And it was like that was such an innocent thing, and there's one. I'll have to see if I can find it, but. It's very interesting spelling choices, but I can translate it. But it was just cool to see folks gravitate towards an activity where they could put together something. We weren't quite sure how it was going to end up. We had an idea for quilt squares. We know that the quilts, like freedom quilts, are really important in the Black community. And so we wanted to kind of tie everything together. There are a couple of squares that are available for if anybody wants to add a little bit of flavor to the quilt. I brought some supplies so you can make what freedom means to you. We've got a couple of extra quilt blocks, so you're welcome to do that. And we were excited to engage the community that way. And then what happened afterwards is I had to sew it all together because there was no sewing happening at the event. And then it was displayed at the library. So it's been displayed at the library all summer. I went and picked it up just this afternoon. And they said, wow, people really thought that was really neat. So it's kind of neat to see the event that the Diversity Commission really spearheaded. We got to have a tiny part of it, and then it got to keep going. So, and it said, thanks to the Diversity Commission for putting on the Juneteenth event. So it was really a nice collaboration there.
Yeah, and thank you for putting that together and bringing the community together. I'm glad you sewed it, not me, because it would have been falling apart. I'm just not good at that. But yeah, so yeah, thank you for all that you do. For the folks who are actually listening, because we don't have a screen today or a video, how would a parent or someone who's interested in being a part of the Education Commission or getting involved in ways, how do they get a hold of you? Should they just come to the Education Commission? Should they go to the PFC, their point liaison? What are some avenues? Because I hear that a lot from parents.
I mean, there's so many options. There's, volunteering in your kid's classroom is often the most obvious one. The PFCs, if there is a PFC or a PTA or type association at the school, getting involved in that, any parent is always welcome to come to the Education Commission. We meet on the 4th Thursday of the month in the community room here at City Hall. And we love to hear from parents. What's on their minds? What's, important to them? What are we doing? So we are looking, how to connect everybody. And I think to your earlier point is, I would love to see our commission work with the city council more closely. So you have 4 schools in your area. Can you help us get in to have that sustaining relationship? Because the truth is we don't have a regular cadence with every school. Some schools we have been trying to weasel our way into their hearts for years, and to some very different outcomes. Some of the schools that we're less familiar with, like Hidden Valley, is located in Martinez, but it serves Pleasant Hill families. So I think it's this wait, but you're in Martinez, yes, but you serve Pleasant Hill. So how are we connected? How do we work together? So any connection that any council member would like to work with the Education Commission on, please let us know. We are happy to go. have to invite you to a PTA meeting. We often know that, like Pleasant Hill Middle Schools is coming up on Wednesday, and I'll be there at 7:00.
Sequoia's is right now and I have to go there.
Well, yeah, no, thank you for being available and allowing us to have those open lines of communication and opportunity to join you on your meetings as well. And then also just Valhalla also has Martinez families that are in our school, and it's in Pleasant Hill. So it's kind of like the same thing, but a little different for HVE and, Valhalla in that sense. But yeah.
And Fair Oaks too.
And Fair Oaks, yes.
And Pleasant Hill Elementary also has Walnut Creek folks. And
Yeah.
and Sequoia has all over the place. So
Yeah.
a lot of them have all sorts of mixtures. So,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, Commissioner Sakich. Commissioner, there I go again. How come I always do that to you?
I don't know.
Sorry, Councilmember Sakich. I didn't do it to anybody else except for her. Sorry, Councilmember.
Yeah, I first of all wanted to thank you both for all your hard work on this commission. I really love the art displays. I think I've said to Lindsay before that unlike music or sports, art isn't something you can come out and clap for your kids for. And I have an artist as a child, so I think that's really great. I was wondering, I know you connected with the East Bay Arts Guild, and I wonder if you've thought about doing for high school, like an art show together with them. Has that been explored at all?
Well, one of the ideas that we'd love to explore is Pleasant Hill Art and Wine, is having a school community booth. So whether or not that it's for sale or just for display, but we think that would be an awesome idea. So that's something that we've talked about as a really community focused event where we know we have the kids section, but that's mostly like jumpy houses and playthings, but could we also engage some of our artists in the community? So these are ideas. We have these ideas. We just need some help in making them happen. So any ways to connect us would be awesome. So I think there's the art display in City Hall is like just a stepping stone of what we could do.
Great, thank you. One last question. As a teacher, I always love it when there's civic engagement and the schools come. I know sometimes we have mayor for the day, but of course, that's just one person. Just wondering if you have ideas for us on how we could get maybe school government or history classes involved in maybe coming to council meetings and getting involved in the civic life of the community.
I think that's a great idea. If we had I would ask like a paragraph or like almost like a flyer that says, hey, the City of Pleasant Hill City Council is looking for students to come and to come and participate in civic government or something like that. We just go and deliver that to the schools, and I'm sure you get signups really quickly. I can help you with that if you need like a sign up form or something. But I think that would be very easy to do. I think they jump at it. We know the teachers there. We could talk to the various relevant teachers, and give them the opportunity, and then just figure out a way to connect them.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if you're your schools, but we do the Mock City Council meetings, and love to see more schools participate in that. Prior to COVID, there were probably 3, at least, elementary schools that did it for their third graders. We've only had one this year with Valhalla, because I think she was one of the first ones to start it. Now she's retired, but that has been a really great program. I'd love to see all the elementary schools be able to do that. And they come in just for a half a day, and all the kids are sitting up here, which is hysterical. And then kids are arguing, whether we should have homework, whether there should be vending machines, whether lunchtime should be longer. I mean, they're hysterical topics, but it's really funny. The kids get up there, they've got their speeches, the council debate it. And, a lot of the parents have never been in City Hall. So it's a lot of times it's their first time in City Hall too. So it's something that I would love to see spread out. And I'm happy to come to Ed Commission and talk about it, because I think it would be a great program.
Done.
Yeah.
Love it.
Did you have anything else?
Yeah, another idea that I would have is to bring us to them, because we often know that we have transportation challenges, right? So Sequoias are really close. PHE is not even walking distance, right? So we kind of think about what it is. How do we bring city council, city government, city civic life to them? And there's different ways, right? So we would love to brainstorm with you on any events that are coming up. What would be a student component to this? How could we engage students in this? Whether it's, a citywide event, to me, some of the, like the council meetings or the ordinance meetings are interesting. Like, what is the implications for the school community? What does this mean for kids? What does this mean for parents? What does this mean? So we could start to engage them more. So that's really one of the connectors that we would love. And it's a work in progress.
The other thing is that usually when we do the Mock City Council, the mayor usually goes the day before or the week before and talks about city government and what it does. So they've got a little preview before they get in here and are freaked out. So, I mean, you could do that even without having to do the Mock City Council, but it's a way to get that communicated. So love to do that.
Yeah.
I just
Figure out
want to
how to
say
get
that is my
Your quilt square?
Mike's Quilt Square, far
Awesome.
right. All the athletes that sort of seem to be jumping at an angle. But, yeah, yeah, that one there. Yeah, I did that one. So just saying. I had to use stickers because I can't draw to save my life.
I
So
brought stickers. If anybody wants, I brought stickers and
that's-
markers.
that was a really good idea because I am not competent. But I just want to thank you both. Aaron's been on quite a while. Lindsay has been on for a long time because I used to go to a lot of Ed Commission meetings. And I know you did an incredible job on communication on all the traffic work that we did on the crosswalks. And I really wanted to thank you for working on that because that was super helpful when we rolled that out. So really appreciate that. So thank you both.
Thanks. And Ann and Jeff are here to support us. So I just wanted to say
Yes, thank you all too.
thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is city manager's comments. Oh, before we go, because Zach, are you leaving? Are you leaving this? I just want to recognize Zach. His last day is on Friday. And just, want to thank you for one, having been the liaison with the Ed Commission, but also all your work on economic development, especially coming out of COVID. Really appreciate all that work. And we wish you luck, but you're not allowed to take any business from Pleasant Hill when you go to work at Antioch. I'm just making that clear. There's a line there. So anyway, I wanted to wish you luck and thank you for all the work that you've done in Pleasant Hill. So. Okay, now I'll move on to city manager comments. Sorry, I had to deviate there for a minute. Ethan Bindernagel, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, council members, members of the public. Quickly, I'd just like to echo and thank Zach publicly again. Thank you for all the work you've done. And we worked together on things as well. So I really appreciate the effort and best of luck to you. I just have a couple of quick announcements. A lot of them are related to events upcoming here in the month of September. We have a very active month coming up here in Pleasant Hill. I'll start at the end of the month and work my way back. Community Service Day is set for Saturday, September 27th. And the day we will begin bright and early, 7:30 a.m. At Pleasant Hill Park. There's a fantastic breakfast that our Lions Club puts on. Volunteers will be there to sign you in and get you your free Community Service Day t-shirt. And then everyone by 9 a.m. will head out to their project sites, and the projects will run from about 9 a.m. until noon that day. There are many ways to participate in our 21st annual Community Service Day, and you can sign up to volunteer for any of the 19 projects available, or you can make donations of bicycles beforehand or food items the day of the event. And all that. For more information, including volunteer sign-up forms, please visit the city's website, www.phillca.gov/CSD, as in Community Service Day. Now moving into a more approximate this coming weekend, the Senior Center is having its open house this Friday, the 12th. Seniors are invited to come and see all of the great activities and programs at the Pleasant Hill Senior Center this Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can tour the Recreation Center where residents 50 and older go to stay active and to connect. I've got 1 year and then I can start joining there we are. So you can discover Pleasant Hill Rec and Rec and Park District's fitness and enrichment classes. They have some travel adventures, social events, and much more. The next day, Saturday, the 13th, you can come and celebrate a new community event that is, again, free to all. The Pleasant Hill Recreation and Park District's World Fusion Festival. Again, this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Pleasant Hill Park. It's an exciting new event that features a vibrant mix of food, trucks, live performances, and a marketplace of some handcrafted arts and crafts from around the world. So be sure not to miss out on that celebration of rich diversity that does make our community shine. And also, for more information, you can visit pleasanthillrec.com/35, the number 35. Lastly, and if you still have energy this weekend, on Sunday, September 14th, you can roll on down to the Pleasant Hill Library for our annual Bike Family Fest. It is a fun family activity that allows young riders the opportunity to learn skills and safety while having fun. Some of the stations at this year's Bike Family Fest include a pop-up bike park created by the Bay Area Bike Project, easy for me to say. Obstacle courses in a craft zone. There was going to be some e-bike education available at one of the tables. The PD will be on display there. And also a bike function and helmet fit checks for young riders. The Bike Family Fest will be held again from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Sunday, September 14th at our Pleasant Hill Library. That concludes my report. Happy to yield any questions.
And all I would do is suggest you ride your bike to that bike fest, because I did not last year, and I parked several blocks away and walked a quarter mile to get there. And they have plenty of parking for the bikes. So it is a jammed festival and excellent. So I'm looking forward to going to that again. Chevrolet. Okay. I will probably be using my e-bike, but okay. So any questions of the city manager? Okay. We'll go on to item 7, which is council announcements and reports. Reports from council members on meetings and conferences attended at city expense. We had the mayor's conference hosted by the city of El Cerrito this past Thursday. It was going along with the theme. Bikey's Bay was there talking about their education programs that they do primarily in Alameda, but want to do more in Contra Costa County. So that was an interesting presentation. And quite a few of us were there. Yeah. Was everybody there? No, you were not there. All right. Anyway, the rest of us were. We represented you well. So anyway, that was any other meetings held at city expense? No. Okay. We'll go on to city council announcements. Mandy, you want to start? Or, whatever I want to call you, council member.
Commissioner. Yeah, so one thing I did was I attended the July 4th appreciation dinner at Wise Girl. A lot of my colleagues were there, and it's great to celebrate all the volunteers that make that event happen. I also attended the Agent 2000 and my Salon Suite grand openings. So excited to have those new businesses in our area, new office for Agent 2000. And then I attended the final concert in the park, the Big Jangle. So wanted to thank the Civic Action Commission for such great concerts this season. Two more things. I attended Justice for Seniors, which was a fundraiser for Contra Costa Legal Services. Cuts at the federal level are really squeezing nonprofits assisting senior citizens, and it was great to see this group meet their goal for funding an additional lawyer. And then finally, as a member of MCE's technical committee, we approved an expansion of MCE's pilot program, the virtual power plant program, to all service areas in MCE. I know MCE is coming to our meeting, so I'll just say that this program will give customers incentives, in other words, credits on your bill for using smart energy devices. And that's it.
Vice Mayor Schuss?
Thank you, Mayor. My announcements are very similar to my colleague here to my right. I attended the 4th of July appreciation as well, the Agent 2000 ribbon cutting, and managed to catch the last summer concert, which was fantastic. And also my appreciation to the Civic Action Commission and all the other, and the sponsors too, who put that on. You put everything on, and including kid zones and having really good and diverse bands this last year. So looking forward to year 26 already. So thank you.
Thank you. Council Member Obolensky. You guys got to get easier names.
Yeah, sure.
I'm waiting for bells, then I'm good.
So yeah, as a chamber rep, I was at the ribbon cutting today at my salon as well, and I got to welcome, there was a total of, they said 88 individuals and 38 different businesses within my salon. So that's a lot of folks that are moving in. And the one thing that struck me was a lot of these people are immigrants and they're new cosmetologists that are starting out. And so I let them know that, hey, we support you. 88% of business activity happens at a small business level. So it was exciting to see that. I was also at the 4th of July meeting. Got to see a lot of folks I've known for a long time. Had our chamber board meeting earlier. We all were at the 50th ribbon cutting. I think we went over that. The concert, I was at the concert. I didn't get to enjoy the concert because I was chasing my 2.5-year-old through the whole concert, but I'm sure everybody got to see us. And went to a community health meeting with John Muir. And the last thing on the festival is coming up this weekend, the World Fusion Festival. You probably haven't seen my wife or children out in a while because they've been rehearsing every weekend for this festival. And so my wife did the choreography for a lot of it. My kids will be performing at 11 a.m. So come on out and see the Golpak and come see the spring dance. We're going to be doing some great regional Ukrainian and Russian dances. So look forward to seeing you guys there.
Councilmember Law.
One syllable.
One
Easy
syllable.
to say.
Excellent.
Just adding on to what my colleagues had mentioned earlier about the chamber having ribbon cuttings. This is actually open to the public as well, and I wanted the public to know that they can go on the Pleasant Hill Chamber site. They have other events that are occurring, as well as young professionals networking, women's business networking group as well. So it's really helpful to navigate through the website. If you're a young professional, you want to network with somebody, or even the business mixer, check out the PleasantHillChamber.com website. I also attended the Contra Costa Senior Legal Services Justice for Seniors with Councilmember Shawcott. And today I attended the Gubernatorio Forum. I had to say that slowly because I might tongue twist that. And that was hosted and presented by the Asian Pacific American Public Affairs, also known as APAPA, and Sacramento State. And so at the Gubernatorial Forum, there was candidates that are seeking for the governor position. So we got to hear from them at the forum on what they would like to do if they became governor. That's it.
Okay. I have to say, I didn't have that busy of a time because I was on a cruise to Alaska. So I thought of everybody, but I didn't do that much. I went to the July 4th, thank you. And I really want to appreciate the 4th of July Commission. It is not a city commission. So for people that are looking for something to do and aren't unable to get on one of our commissions, please consider joining the 4th of July Commission. They do a ton of work and need help. So great group, and I just want to thank them for all their work in that area. I missed the big jangle. I went last year. It was jammed. I saw pictures. It looks like it was jammed again. But I want to add to the Vice Mayor's comments, thanking the Civic Action for the great job they did this summer. It was a great diversity of bands. I thought the Kids Zone was great, really a big plus. And the food vendors also very helpful. So I thought it was a very successful season. I wish it could go on a couple of more Sundays. Maybe we'll work on that next year. And then I do want to apologize to my husband because it is his birthday today. And I actually forgot about city council. I made reservations for dinner for 6 until I spoke to Ethan this morning. And he said, well, any questions on tonight's agenda? And I went, oh yeah. So I had to cancel my husband's birthday dinner and I got him a little lava cake with 1 candle and we'll do dinner tomorrow. So just want to apologize to my husband for that big mistake today. Okay, we will now go on to public comment. The public is welcome at this time to address the city council on items on the consent calendar or other items not listed on the agenda within the council's jurisdiction. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per speaker. I've already got one card, and Bill, I'm assuming that's you. Yes.
Tell me when I can officially start.
You can start whenever you like. They'll turn the light on the moment you start.
Oh, okay. So turn on the light. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, city staff, fellow citizens. I come tonight to publicly acknowledge and to thank Mayor Nowak. Last meeting, if you remember, I expressed my concerns about the rezoning of the East Vivian Drive neighborhood. At the end of my comments, Mayor Nowak graciously offered to meet with me to discuss my concerns. So I took her up on her offer, and we met last week. We had a productive conversation, and we both listened to each other and the other person's concerns and what the other person had to say, and we asked questions. She shared information and addressed my concerns very specifically. I left the meeting with my fears and anxieties greatly reduced. So I wanted to come down here and thank you personally and for taking the time to talk with me individually. And I do have almost a full minute left. So I'll say it again that Haley, I want to say Crowfoot is wonderful. She's been very helpful in helping me understand and get information about the plan. My anxieties are not completely reduced, but they've been greatly reduced. And so I just wanted to come down here and publicly acknowledge the mayor and Haley. So thank you very much. If anyone wants my 25 seconds, they can have them.
Thanks, Bill. And anytime you have questions, feel free. I mean, and that's for the whole public. You should feel free to email us and let us know. Happy to meet.
I did email Haley today about another follow-up
Okay.
question.
Great. Thanks, Bill. Okay, I'll close public comment and move on to the consent calendar. All matters listed under consent calendar considered by the council be routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate council discussion of these items unless requested by a council member prior to the time council votes on the motion to adopt. Anybody want to pull or any questions? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. May I have the roll call vote, please?
Law,
Yes.
Obolensky,
Yes.
Chess,
Yes.
Sakach,
Yes.
Noack,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 10, which is the action calendar. And 10.1 is to adopt a resolution authorizing the appropriation of $81,950 from Fund 308 Capital Project Building Fund for the construction of the City Hall first floor offices, PD dispatch carpet replacement project. You're waiting for me to invite you? Usually, I was about to say, I was looking up, waiting for you to be standing at the mic already. And James.
I thought I'd try something a little different tonight. Good evening, Mayor Nowak, council members. My name is Ann James, Public Works Director. As the mayor said, the item before you tonight is the authorization of the appropriation of $81,950 from Fund 308, the Capital Project Building Fund, for the construction of the City Hall first floor offices PD carpet dispatch replacement project. So just a little bit of background. The City Hall first floor offices, the interior of the first floor offices are the only part of City Hall that have not had the carpet replaced since it was built in 1991. In 2010, we did the second floor and all the offices on the second floor. And then in 2014-15, we did the open spaces on the first floor. In 2017, we did the carpet in the first floor PD, but independent of the dispatch. So the carpet for PD dispatch was replaced in 2010 when we did the big remodel. So that carpet in there now is 15 years old. The anti-static carpet that's currently installed there is heavily worn and needs to be replaced. And we are coordinating the carpet installation project with the furniture purchase from Zybex that the police department is currently in the process of purchasing. Just a visual, these are some first floor offices at City Hall. You can see in the bottom left picture way up in the corner by the desk, that was the original carpet back in the day. That was what the color looked like. Over the years, it's now ripped, stained. In a lot of places, it's buckling because the original glue has now disappeared. We have stretched it twice since 2020, had a company come in just to pull the trip hazards out, but it is now at a place that it does need to be replaced. So this project was originally approved in the fiscal year 22-27 capital improvement plan. The project was deferred to this CIP and was reapproved in 24-29. And $80,000 in capital project funds were approved for the project at that time. We recently had a new cost estimate done, and the new anticipated cost is $105,950. About $15,000 of that is for the actual moving of the furniture out of the offices into the lobby so they can put the new carpet down and then bring the furniture back in. And that 15,000 plus or minus was not in the original bid. The remaining money is just inflation for the carpet costs. And we thought we would take this opportunity to wrap this project up with the PD dispatch project for economy of scale pricing, and also to move the project forward at the PD department. PD staff originally requested SLESA funds from the city council in the amount of $108,000 to cover the cost of new furniture and the new carpet. You may recall we came back to council several meetings ago, and actually we had gone out to bid with this project. And after PD had had a chance to look at the overall project and the furniture that had been recommended at the time we went to bid, we elected to ask you to reject all bids so that they could go visit other dispatch centers, see the new technology that's available for dispatch centers, and really drill down on what their staff needed. So they did take the opportunity to do that. They visited 2 or 3 other dispatch centers. The actual estimated cost of the dispatch furniture alone without the carpet is going to be about $104,000, which is most of their SLESA funds. And actually, when we were rejecting all bids and the project went through finance, our chief financial officer actually said, "Oh, good catch," because the carpet replacement's not actually an eligible cost, eligible reimbursement for the SLESA funds. So good that we caught it before we bundle it all together. So we did have the same carpet guy come. The estimated cost of the dispatch carpet is $56,000. So the electrostatic carpeting is almost twice as much as the regular carpet that's going down at City Hall. We're also going to be carpeting the 3 offices that abut the dispatch center. We're electing to do those at this time. Otherwise, they'll be the only part of PD that didn't get new carpet. But the carpet that's going in those offices are the same as what we're getting at City Hall. They're not getting the electrostatic carpet. So just financially, there was $80,000 in the City Hall carpet replacement project for the first floor offices. We're asking for an additional $81,950 from Fund 308, which is the capital building project fund. This allocation request was heard by the Budget Committee on September 3rd and approved and recommended to Council for approval. So we've confirmed with the Finance Division there are sufficient funds in Fund 308 to complete the work. If approved by City Council tonight, we are planning to go out to bid immediately this week with the project. It will be an informal bid because it's less than $200,000. So it'll have a 10-day turnaround. And we are coordinating that with PD's ordering of their furniture. So when the project is out to bid and PD has ordered their furniture, our IT department is going to move the dispatch center over to the training room so that we have a completely empty room to work with at the police department. The carpet will get replaced. Right before we do the carpet, maintenance staff is going to paint dispatch since the room is empty and the carpet is going. We're going to clean out the HVAC ducts with a professional company to blow that all out. But we're timing it all together, working with IT and with PD to make sure that PD is only out of the dispatch center for as short a period of time as possible. I had really good visual aids at the Budget Committee. I actually brought the carpet. You can't tell from here, but the tiny little square on the right-hand picture in the corner is the actual anti-static carpet. And it's sitting on top of the carpet that's going to get in the 3 offices, just a complimentary charcoal. The carpet on the left-hand side, and again, you can't tell from the picture. It's complementary to what's in the hallways. Oh, and there's not a question page. I'll go back.
Oh, no, questions are on the bottom.
There you go.
Any questions? Vice Mayor Schuss?
I have a complimentary question.
Oh.
The SLISA money is for, I know it's not good for the carpet, but can you use it for the furniture?
Yes,
Okay. I
yes,
just want to make sure.
yes. The way that Eric.
Because of the ergonomic aspect of it and the fact that they have to sit in it and do their.
Scott might be able to explain it better, but what Eric explained at the budget committee was that maintenance work is not something that SLISA funds are able to be utilized for. So the carpet, it's a remove and a replace. It's more for new equipment, new materials. Correct, Scott?
Correct. Yeah, it's for frontline police services, but our dispatch furniture is very high tech, has multiple levels to it. It supports 3 or 4 different screens, and it has to be adjustable for each dispatcher, and that supports our frontline services. That's where the calls come in and the resources get dispatched out.
Great, thank you.
Yep. Councilmember Slackach?
Sort of a follow-up to that. Since the money was approved for the, sorry, I can't say the acronym, are we leaving that money on the table, or can it be used for other purposes?
Yeah, we do not lose the money. We can use it for future dates or future projects.
This side? Questions? Councilmember Law?
No questions.
Oh, okay. Nope, okay. All right, we will go to public comment. Lindsay, any public? Nope. Okay. We will close public comment and bring it back to the dais. Anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to approve 10.1.
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have the roll call vote, please.
Law,
Yes.
Valinsky,
Yes.
Chess,
Yes.
Sakach,
Yes.
Noack,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. You're just going to stay. Wise move. Yeah, if you went back. 10.2 is to adopt a resolution accepting the 2024 storm drain maintenance project number 04-24 as complete and authorizing the Public Works Director to issue and record a notice of completion. And Ann, I'm glad you're introducing Danny because I looked at the last name and went, I will mess that up. So
Mayor Noack and council members, I'm happy to introduce our associate engineer, Danny Urrutia.
Urrutia. Okay, thank you.
So Danny,
I'll get it next time.
Danny was actually one of the first engineers we backfilled in engineering. He came to us, we stole him from Benicia.
Oh, excellent.
He's great. So Danny was, I'm going to use the word excited to present this tonight because he put this project together and carried it through from start to finish. And so we're going to let him end it.
Great. Welcome.
Hey, you guys. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. My name is Danny Urrutia. I'm Assistant Engineer with Public Works. This is my first CIP project with City of Pleasant Hill, and this is my first time presenting, so thank you for having me. The item brought before you is a 2024 storm drain maintenance project. It provides storm drain maintenance repairs at select locations within the city. For this project, 3 locations were chosen by engineers' discretion. Boyd Road between Pleasant Hill Road and the Canal Trails, where the storm drain runs across Boyd Road. 507 Macefield Drive, where the storm drain runs on the south of the property. 116 Hawthorne Drive, where a storm drain line runs west to east in front of the property. The project was informally bid as it was both budgeted CIP project and estimated to be under $200,000. 4 bids were received, and the lowest responsible bidder was FJ&I Engineering. Background checks were conducted with the City of Kensington, El Cerrito, and Lafayette, which all produced positive evaluations for the contractor. On March 20, 2025, the city manager under ordinance executed a construction contract with FJ&I Engineering with a total project budget of $119,000. In 2023, city staff discovered a large void, also known as a sinkhole, which was discovered on Boyd Road. Inspection revealed a break in the 18-inch reinforced concrete pipe to the 18-inch reinforced pipe. To stabilize and install a temporary fix, Public Works rented a steel plate, which was pinned and flush mounted. This is not a long-term solution fiscally or safety-wise. Macefield and Hawthorne Drive locations were chosen as there was an end of life for the 2 flap gates installed at their respective location. The flap gates were installed in 2006 adjacent to Murderers Creek to prevent bubble-up flooding. Bubble-up flooding occurs when the drainage pipe is lower than the top of the creek. These flap gates were no longer functioning as intended and needed to be replaced to continue operating as designed. Construction highlights include the removal and replacement of 15 feet of 18-inch pipe on Boyd Road. Construction collars were placed to secure the replaced pipe and finally paved with hot mix asphalt. We removed a 36-inch flap gate at the outfall behind 507 Macefield Drive and installed a new Hydrogate flap gate, which was installed in the city right-of-way. Installation of a 45-degree concrete collar at the pipe outfall behind Macefield Drive to prevent impact force and increase drainage flow. We removed a 24-inch flap gate at the outfall adjacent to 116 Hawthorne Drive and installed a 24-inch flap gate, which we installed in the city right-of-way. The final patch pave can be seen at the upper left picture. That's where we replaced the concrete pipe. The top right is a new 4-foot by 4-foot manhole cover in front of 507 Macefield Drive. Installing this in the right-of-way allowed easier access to maintain and service the flap gate. The bottom picture is the manhole in front of 116 Hawthorne Drive for the 24-inch flap gate. Previously, it was underneath the bridge, and it was a lot more difficult to maintain during the season. The project cost is $118,985.15. Change order work totaled $5,735.12, which included flushing and cleaning the 36-inch storm drain pipe at Macefield and installation of a new 4x4 manhole cover. This project was funded by the fiscal year 24-25 storm drain maintenance program funds. Staff recommends council to adopt a resolution accepting the project as complete, releasing the 5% retained amount of $5,949.26 and authorizing the Public Works Director to issue a record of notice of completion. Questions?
Any questions?
No.
No? Excellent job. Obviously, there's no questions.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Good job on your first presentation.
Definitely nervous, but excited. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, I'll go to public comment, but Lindsay, I'm sure, is not going to comment on this one either. So we will close public comment and I'll bring it back for a motion.
Motion to approve 10.2.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can we have the roll call vote, please?
Law,
Yes.
Obalinsky,
Yes.
Chess,
Yes.
Sakach,
Yes.
Noack,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Thank you. Good job. Before we adjourn, I just want to read a statement. We're adjourning tonight's meeting in memory of William Bill Landis, who passed away on August 23rd. Bill served on the Pleasantville City Council from 1991 to 1995 and served as mayor from 1994 to 1995. Bill's wife, Helen, shared the following comments. Bill was most proud of serving on Transpac when they were discussing making Taylor Boulevard a route of regional significance. He was a huge supporter of the remodel of the golf course with housing in the new Grayson Woods development. He loved meeting people and supporting local businesses. He thoroughly enjoyed his time supporting local government. Bill retired in 1999 from the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department, where he served for 32 years. During his tenure with the Sheriff's Office, he held positions in patrol, canine, detention, transportation. He was president of the Deputy Sheriff's Association for over 10 years and was awarded the Jerry Zellers Award, the highest honor the association bestows to one of its members. Bill was active in the Pleasant Hill Baseball Association, Pleasant Hill Chamber of Commerce, and the Diablo Valley Corvette Club in Concord. There will be a celebration of life service on Thursday, October 23rd at the Deputy Sheriff's Association Hall in Martinez. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.